On this episode of Money and Power on the Infinity Podcast Network. Mashed potatoes, stuffing or dressing, and gobble, 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 the longest turkey quiz ever. But first, Kid Inc.
I got the money and the power. Yeah. Once you get a little, they just want to take you down, cuz we've been going hard for too long. Can't get enough, what is you on? Yeah. Really ain't nothing I can drop that. Wake up in the morning, make it all okay.
Welcome to episode 32 of Money and Power, our weekly look at questions related to finance, politics, and culture. I'm your host, Nathan Martin, and joining me from Michigan, a financial consultant and host of the Rob Talks Money and Apologetics 105 podcast, also on the Infinity Podcast Network, Rob Johnson.
Howdy.
And joining me in studio here in the crown jewel of rural Ohio, our main gobbler, Jeremiah Martin.
Present.
Chilling in his recliner in the studio.
That's right. You know, Nathan, I really appreciate the hookup.
Yep, you're welcome. See, we just bring the professionalism here on this podcast. And together we are the trio of talk, the triad of the tittle-tattle, and the triumvirate of the tete-a-tete, with the professionalism with our fake pleather recliners that we have in our studio. And I think, Jeremiah, you're posting in the website, all that kind of stuff. Or on the Facebook group, as it were. All right, how was your guys' weekend? I mean, I know how Jeremiah and I's weekend was because our Nebraska Cornhuskers were victorious over one Rob Johnson's piddly Michigan State Spartans. But besides that, Rob, how was your weekend?
Good. The Eagles got blown out as well, so this was a good time.
Yeah, I was so disappointed that we didn't make a bet on the game.
Yeah, we did, actually.
Did we make a bet on the game? We made a bet on the Donald Trump re-election. I don't know if we ever made a bet on the game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I guaranteed a Michigan State win.
That is accurate, but I didn't take financial advantage of that.
Oh.
Because I think you said something about give you the points, I guarantee it like $1,000, and it was $1,000 guaranteed to win with some points.
Oh, and you didn't take it. That's right.
No, yeah, and I came very close to taking it.
Yeah. You have a lot of money right now.
I would have a lot of money to.
Yeah, Rob would be forced to hit $1,000 in his flip challenge this month to.
Yeah,
just pay off his gambling debts.
Just to pay off his gambling debts.
I would just have to find another few couples that broke up so I can buy their electronics at discount rates.
That flip life low.
It sounds like a good side business of having like a counseling service, but your whole purpose in life is actually just to break couples up, and then and then profit off the divorce proceedings.
I think that would be a great rom-com. Like there's a flip artist who he like breaks up people around him so he can buy their stuff for cheap and flip it, and then he meets a girl that way. And then in the end he realizes that that maybe this isn't the lifestyle that God has called him to, and then it turns out it's just a pure flicks movie. It's a Hallmark movie at Christmas time.
And then he starts selling stuff at retail prices. So he's buys it wholesale.
What would you title that? If it's a flip art, like a flip Christmas flip. There you go. That's the Hallmark title right there. The Christmas Flip.
A Christmas Flip.
And you know what? I guarantee you that my wife would watch it, as would all my daughters, because they love Hallmark Christmas movies. Proof that I have done something horribly wrong with my life.
Word.
So anyway, my weekend was...
what famous person did you meet this weekend? Please tell us.
No famous people this weekend. But I spent 4 days in Fort Knox, Kentucky, I just transferred to a new Army Reserve unit, and they were going down to Fort Knox for the weekend, and so I joined them, and it was very cold, and so I spent some time in the snow, and got to shoot some weapons and do a bunch of mandatory training. So a lot of fun, but overall just very cold. And oddly enough, it was colder in Kentucky than it was here in Ohio. So
did you listen to a lot of Kanye while you were down there? I'm not saying he's a gold digger. What? Fort Knox gold? Nope. Okay. Moving on.
Wow,
and
that was a stretch.
Hey, it's the best I could do right now. It's getting kind of late. All right, now it's time for... Come on, that was decent. Tony Vance appreciated it. Thank you, Tony.
What's the next line of that song anyway?
What?
What's the next line of that song anyway? I've never heard it.
I ain't saying he's no broke.
broke.
Yeah, that's the radio edit. It says a broke. I'm like, broke doesn't rhyme with gold digger. And then I listened to the unedited version. I'm like, that makes so much more sense. All right, and now it's time for a look back at the weird and the. You know what? That would be a whole great segment of like radio edits that people sing at the top of their lungs and what the actual words are, and they have no idea. And now it's time for a look back at the weird, the inane, and the general happenings going on in the world by the crazy people who happen to live here. News bits.
News bits. Show me your bits of news.
All right, gentlemen, it is time for our Thanksgiving week news bits. Jeremiah, what do you got?
Yes. So, my app just crashed on me. There we go. All right, so I'm bringing a little bit of tech news this evening. So every once in a while, we learn something new about our iPhone that has us screaming, "Where has this been all our lives?" And that's exactly what happened with the latest spacebar hack. It's not really a hack, but that's what it says here in this article from Pop Sugar. Over the weekend, Chrissy Briere Davis took to Twitter to share an iPhone epiphany, one that alleviates all cursor struggles we have as a result of our quote-unquote fat thumb. In the photo, Chrissy explains if you click and hold the space bar on your iPhone, you can move the cursor instead of trying to drag the cursor itself with your fat thumb, LOL. She also wrote that she feels duped after living so long without knowing this trick, and we couldn't agree more. And the title of this article is "This Little-Known iPhone Spacebar Hack Has Everyone Losing Their Minds." So, officially speaking, this fat thumb cursor hack is known as 3D Touch, and it works on the iPhone 6S and later iPhone devices, excluding the iPhone SE. The best part is it works on the whole keyboard. One Twitter user replied to Chrissy's tweet writing, "It doesn't have to be the spacebar. You can press and hold any key for this function. Difference is you have to press the letter keys a little harder." And so the internet is just blowing up about this. It's being shared on Twitter and Facebook and all over, and
our Money Power Pod discussion group.
Yep.
I didn't know. I was the only one of the group that didn't know about this thing, and somebody shared it on Facebook. I was like, that makes so much more sense. Now, I will say, my thumbs aren't obviously as fat as, what was her name, Chrissy's or whatever, because I haven't had that much trouble. But there has been times where it's like the precise placement of the cursor, kind of frustrates you. But
yeah, I think that's her point, is the precise position of the cursor. I don't think it's really that she has fat thumbs, you fat shamer.
I didn't say that she's bad for having fat thumbs, or she's less of a human being, or she doesn't have human dignity because of her fat thumbs. But Just saying.
Wow.
But anyways, I didn't quite know, and of course, I missed the memo on push harder with all the keys. So it was quite. I was fine with the space bar, but yeah, you got to push harder and the whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, little inside baseball. We had a whole argument over text today of whether it did or did not work on the rest of the keys, and I'm like telling Nathan, I'm literally doing it right now. It works, and he was just doubling down on it. No,
Well,
it doesn't work.
I took a recording because I didn't realize, because I was pushing down the same pressure as I did on the space bar. Now, obviously, you have to push harder on the keys because the keys actually do more than just, a space or anything like that. But whatever. It is what it is. I was wrong. It works perfectly fine on my iPhone, and it perfectly fine on all the keys. Just push hard.
Hey, Rob, I'm going to need you to cut that little clip just where he says I was wrong, and I want to keep that for my personal library.
Yes.
I'll add it to the part where he said and push hard as well. We'll put those two things together.
Perfect.
Just for future reference. You never know when you're going to need that clip,
You never know.
Fun fact, that trick does not work on the iPhone XR.
Yes, correct, because it does not have 3D touch, correct?
That's right. Yeah, my wife has a XR, and I figured it wouldn't work, but I tried it anyway, and it didn't.
Did you push hard enough?
Yeah, I pushed super hard.
Okay.
Yep.
So to clarify, and this is kind of what the article was getting at, but not really explaining it very well, because there's a difference on the iPhone between a long press, which is what you would do if, for instance, you hold an app and then it becomes the jiggly with an X where you can move and delete apps. That's a long press versus 3D touch, which is a harder press, which then opens up different options.
Yeah, this is why I don't understand why it wouldn't work on that, because the long press works for the space bar. I can understand not working with 3D touch for the other keys, but for the space bar, it's just a long press. It's not a 3D touch.
Right, correct. And so my question there, Rob, is so it doesn't work even on the space bar because that's a long press, not a 3D touch.
It does not.
Huh. Interesting. See, that doesn't seem like that should make a difference.
I'll check again, but yeah, I did a long press on the space bar on a text. It didn't work, and then I looked online too. It said the XR doesn't have things associated with 3D touch, but that's a long press. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it does work, and I'm just stupid.
Interesting.
Well, join the club. I was stupid earlier. It's all right.
Word. I wonder if my OnePlus 6T will have that. We'll see. Phone number 19 this month coming up.
Don't even get me started on the crap. All right, Rob, what do you got for your news bit? Besides, I just got another phone.
So the news cycle has been running wild this week, and there's a lot going on. So let me hit Google real quick and see what the latest and greatest news is.
All right, well, let me step in, obviously, since you're so prepared here. All right, so...
no, I got it right here.
Oh, you got it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So apparently Ivanka Trump used personal accounts for emails about government business. So this is breaking from CNN. I'm just learning about this right now. And apparently, according to CNN Politics, Ivanka Trump used personal account for emails about government business. Now, where have we heard this before? Do you think Trump's going to start tweeting "lock her up"?
Lock her up.
Because of this gross oversight. Apparently, this happened for a lot of 2017. The Washington Post reported Monday the White House conducted an investigation into Trump's email usage, Ivanka Trump, that is, and it came out that she used her personal email account for 2017. This is dopey, right? Because she is an official in the Trump administration, consultant. What's her official title?
I think it's consultant. So she may not have an official account. But if she has an official account, then she's an employee.
Yeah, she does. And she's also has a security clearance. Low grade as it is. So yeah, dopey move, Ivanka. That's why you don't give your kids jobs they're not ready for.
I mean, I agree. I agree that it's dopey from a kind of a perception standpoint. But I mean, one of my issues with all of the Clinton email stuff is that there was a lot of conflation of personal emails versus confidential and emails that related to that required security clearances and private email servers. And so there was a lot of conflation there of people are like, oh, like, you've never sent a personal email about work. And it's like, all right, well, there's a difference between sending a email about government in this case and sending classified material or sending material that could easily be compromised. And so I'm not making a judgment call because I haven't read the story and I don't really know anything about it. But it is possible that she really did nothing wrong here, and it could be commonplace, and it could very well be different from the Clinton stuff.
Yeah.
However, to your or to my earlier point is I do believe that it is dopey from a perception standpoint that it's probably not good from a PR angle, whether or not it is actually legal or illegal or not.
Yeah, the optics are bad, but whether there's actually a law broken, I don't know, and I doubt it. Though, listen, the rules are so archaic, and they're written before all of our technology. Like, our laws and our rules and regulation need to catch up to technology.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line.
Well, it looks like, from what I'm reading here, it looks like she was forwarded information from government agencies to her personal account, and then her lawyer recommended that she just forward those emails to her government account, and that way it's within whatever rules. And the contrast, I guess, is that she didn't have a private email server set up in her house. This was just a generic personal account that she was forwarding emails to her government account on. It seems pretty benign, honestly, but I do like how everyone is jumping on this, comparing it to Hillary Clinton. So that'll be fun. I'm excited for Trump's tweets tonight at 3 a.m.
It'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I think it's kind of a nothing burger. It depends, but
for sure.
Because I mean, there's a difference between inadvertently doing something and deliberately doing something, and I'll say, like, not everything breaks the rules either. I mean, there were a lot of times that I had to send awards in a Yahoo account or whatever, and I couldn't send it over NipperNet. But they weren't classified. It's not like I was sending sensitive information that was supposed to be on SIPRNet, to go. So, it is what it is.
And one last thing, the article did note that there was no classified information being dealt with here. So that's
right. And that was the whole thing with the Hillary stuff, was that there was. So, but anyways, we'll see. It'll all come out in the wash, I'm sure. All right, guys. So I have a choice of two different news bits. So you guys need to choose this. All right.
Okay.
So here's your choices: poop bombs or drunk raccoons. Those are your two choices: poop bombs or drunk raccoons.
I'm voting for the raccoon.
Yeah, let's go with the raccoons, because I'm pretty sure that the poop bombs is just an extension of the Burger King slushy story, and we've been over that. So, moving on.
It's not. So I'll tell you just a brief synopsis of what you missed. A New Orleans man he was accused of making a bomb threat, but he insists that he just had to poop really bad. He was referring to the colloquialism dropping a bomb for the restroom, and he's now being charged with a bomb threat. So
I like it.
Yeah. So anyways, our drunk raccoons. All right. Reports of rabid raccoons terrorizing a West Virginia neighborhood turned out to be exaggerated. The raccoons didn't have rabies. They simply found some fermented crab apples and apparently are rather surly drunks. We have had calls on suspected rabid raccoons twice over the last 2 days, the Milton Police Department wrote on Facebook. Turns out they appear to be drunk on crab apples. The department released a mugshot of one of the masked suspects. Wah, wah, wah. Police recently hauled in 2 drunk raccoons, although catching them was a community effort. A small town where you can't even take credit. You're like, it's a community effort. We didn't do it all alone. After the animals sobered up, the officers released them into the woods unharmed. They do have a note: do not approach raccoons that are acting unusual. Call the authorities just in case the creatures are ill rather than drunk. So there you have it. Drunk raccoons. There was an update. At least one of the raccoons initially thought to be drunk is now believed to have distemper, a serious viral illness. That raccoon has been euthanized. Police added they hope the other raccoon they let go was in fact drunk and is thriving in the wild.
What?
I like it.
So they had drunk raccoons. And then they decided to let them go. And then they realized that, oh wait, they might actually have had a serious viral illness. Oh, West Virginia. Wonderful. So, there's that. What do you guys think?
So this is obviously on one of Tony Vance's properties, correct?
Yep.
I can neither confirm nor deny, but it was a community effort, and he's a part of the West Virginia community, right? So,
I mean, as we've discussed several times, I mean, West Virginia real estate is incredibly cheap, and so our running theory is that Tony Vance owns like 75% of the real estate in West Virginia. So, my guess is that our chances of him being involved in this are pretty high.
Yeah. He told me the other day he just got another acre of land for like a pop can and a ceiling fan. So that's a pretty solid deal for Mr.
yeah, he's
Vance
cleaning up in this flip challenge. I just want
He's
to point
killing
that
it.
out.
Yeah. He just flipped like 2 unclaimed corpses for a half parcel.
It's a part of their... what do you call that? Is it indigent? Yeah, indigent burial program.
Sorry, Tony.
That'd be a great reality show on like HGTV. The young millennial couple walks in. So what's your budget? 3 indigent corpses. And everyone's thinking, it's like, 3? How in the world? What jobs do they do? They could have 3 access to 3 corpses.
I'll buy a lot of shiplap.
Not 100% sure I'm following the conversation, but feel like we should move on. No, guys, have you? This is a little bit off track, but have you guys seen I believe it was a TED Talk at one point, the guy who traded and bartered a paper clip all the way up to buying a house?
Yeah.
Did you see that? I just saw that the other day. I thought that was pretty cool, and I was instantly reminded of Rob and buying and selling iPhones, and Rob, I just realized that you have flipped more phones this month than we have recorded episodes between all of our network shows.
That's not true. It's close.
You just said you went through 19 phones this month.
It's 19 days. We're 19 days in. You literally have had more phones than I've had underwear changes this month.
Well, I gotta tell you, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. So I got a message.
Neither is his underwear.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I've heard. Rumor on the street. So earlier this week, I had the last flip I had to get to 500 was this Mac Mini, and the guy that I was trading had 2 of them, and I thought I was going to get both. So, in a hurry, I listed both of them on eBay, and to my surprise, they both sold in less than 12 hours. He backed out on the second one. I had the first one. So the guy that got the second one, I had to write him a message and say, "Hey man, this is what happened." I explained it to him real nice. The dude lit me up, said I was bad word. You know, it just wasn't good. You know, said I was a liar, said I was a scammer, I was ripping him off. And I said, bro, I gave you your money back. I gave you a full refund. Like, I'm sorry. You know, this is part of the game. But he was not happy. He wrote me like a super negative review. He called eBay. eBay got a hold of me. It was a mess. So not all sunshine and rainbows.
What you didn't see was this guy runs a website called Joe Talks Money.
Yes.
And he was posting on here, this is how you spot a scam. He was like, never do business with a guy named Rob Johnson. Just don't do it.
Well, that's the benefit is on eBay. My name isn't tied to anywhere on there. My eBay handle has nothing to do with any of my businesses. It's a completely random name. So that's good. But it is irritating, though, that people don't understand like a simple mistake. You know, like there's a difference between me just taking his money and closing down my PayPal account and then me being like, all right, here's a full refund and an apology 2 days after you bought it, you know?
Yeah.
So not all fun, but yeah, so far it's going great. So I hit the $500 mark and on to 1,000. So,
all right, guys. So this week's episode is about. Well, this will be released. I don't know when this will be released. I assume it will be released on Thursday?
Thanksgiving. Yeah,
Thursday. All right. Thanksgiving. So today's Thanksgiving for all those who are listening today. You know, normally I'd be like, you know, I don't know if people will be listening because it's Thanksgiving, but we just might be the escape that they need from their family. So we're going to talk about Thanksgiving, and we're going to talk about all the wonderful experiences that we've had with our families over Thanksgiving, and to make them feel better about their miserable lives. That's kind of the goal for this whole podcast. So, I kid, sort of. So, Rob, I'm going to start out with you. What is one family tradition that you do on Thanksgiving that you guys still do to this day?
Well, we always have an extra pie baked for when the police officer comes over, so we can pay him off a little bit. You know, hopefully he doesn't take anyone to jail. That's a nice tradition that we always do.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds like a pro tip, if you ask me.
for sure.
I mean, always have extra pie. What's your favorite pie, Rob?
Probably pumpkin.
Oh, very nice.
Yes. Mm.
Yeah, as far as tradition, like for real, we don't really have. We split. My family's way up north, and then Beth's family is down by Detroit. So like we don't really have a tradition. Usually we're traveling. That's kind of our tradition. So there's really nothing crazy.
That's right. The southern area of Detroit.
What's that? The southern area?
Way down south. The deep south. Detroit.
Well, I mean, when you're driving 3 hours back and forth, it's a little, it's not fun. Two small children,
Yeah.
What do you guys know about having kids? Come on now. I got two kids and they're small.
It's true. I have more than that, but it's fine.
I'm aware that was the joke.
It's fine. But it is easier when they get older. I remember traveling over the holidays with Madeline. There was one trip. We were traveling for Christmas. And I think it was Thanksgiving. And it was from Tennessee. So it's Tennessee to Ohio. It was like 8.5 hours. And no lie, I think Madeline screamed for 6 hours. And it was not good. So I think I still have 2 gray hairs from that. So Jeremiah, what are some family traditions that you are so inclined to participate in this time of year?
So Nathan and I's parents and my in-laws happen to live in the same town in Northwest Pennsylvania, and that gives us the benefit of it has pros and cons to having parents and in-laws in the same town. And so one of our favorite traditions is arguing over which set of parents got the most time over holidays. That's always a fun tradition. No, I'm kidding. But
not really. There's a spreadsheet. I've seen it.
It's color coordinated. It's got conditional formatting.
So far, my family is down 2.5 minutes to Emily's family. So,
yeah, and well, since we usually stay at Emily's parents' place, it's probably more than that. But yeah, yeah. So I mean, typically, it's split between the two the two families, and so double the Thanksgiving portions. So that's another tradition. Is just I mean, you always eat way too much on Thanksgiving, but basically eating yourself to being sick twice in one day is always a fun one. And then we usually or probably honestly we usually play card games on Thanksgiving Day, either that or watching Home Alone and Home Alone 2. So between those two things, card games and Home Alone, that's always that's one thing that we've done for years and years and years. So
years, and I don't even know why that started, but we watch Home Alone every Thanksgiving. Now my kids expect it. They're like, "We didn't watch Home Alone this year. It's horrible. The earth is falling apart." So,
you know what I found. This is a complete side note, and we're probably going to do an episode next month about Christmas movies. The real important things in life. But I've seen so much hate lately about Home Alone 2, and I did not I mean everyone hates Home Alone 3, but like no one cares because it's a different actor and it's a different plot, and no one cares. But Home Alone 2, like, why is there so much hate for Home Alone 2? And this is a true story. One of my favorite memories, and I say memories, but it's not a single memory. It happens nearly every year, is when watching Home Alone 2, and there is a scene, spoiler alert, for those who need spoilers for 1990s films. I'm looking at you, Rob.
I've seen the first two movies, guys.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so in Home Alone 2, for those who don't recall, there is a scene where one of the burglars, I believe it's Marv, is trying to open a door, and it is connected to a stapler, and so he pulls a doorknob, which pulls off, and it's connected to a string, which is connected to a stapler, and it staples him in the butt, in the genitals, and in the face, I believe. And that scene I have seen probably several thousand times, because my dad's favorite thing to do is to pause, rewind, and play, and then play in slow motion, and then play again, and then continue playing. And, there have been times where we've literally played it a dozen times, if not more.
And it never gets old.
And it's
the same with the BB gun scene in Home Alone, the original.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's Marv as well. So it's getting shots to the junk. But just like his voice, like the way...
The screams.
But it's like a scream, but it's like a... like that.
Rest in peace for those people wearing headphones right now.
Oh my gosh, so great.
Oh yeah, so that's definitely a solid tradition is watching that part over and over and over again, and it's a tradition that I relish. So
yeah, so we've hosted for my wife's family a bit. We're about 3 hours from my parents, but only like 15-20 minutes from Mandy's parents. So we kind of split time between either going up to Pennsylvania or staying here. So that's kind of the kind of a thing. A lot of those same traditions. I will say that my favorite tradition is obviously eating. I have a figure to maintain, so, and I am definitely a sides more than entree person on Thanksgiving. I pretty much just load up on, like, I saved the turkey for cold turkey and mayonnaise and tomato sandwiches like the day after. I love that face, Rob. Rob's just gave
The
a
tomato.
face
I was not in my head until you said tomato. I was like, what the hell? Who puts tomato?
it's like great tomato, mayonnaise, and turkey. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm with you on the side. So I hate turkey. I wish we served like steak or like ham. I hate turkey.
Yeah. Well, my wife's family does ham.
Yeah, good for them. That's great.
But I like the. I'm okay. I'm okay with either, but I never. But my point is, I never really partake of it on Thanksgiving. Like leftovers, I'm fine with it, but I always just go for the sides, like because there's so many great sides. So that's kind of where I am on that.
So we asked in our discussion group on Facebook, which you can find at moneypowerpod.com/group, and we asked, what's your favorite Thanksgiving story? And alternatively, what are your favorite Thanksgiving traditions? And Kevin Small gave this kind of vague and cryptic comment. I'm really not entirely sure what he's getting out here, but he just says, turkey dressing, not stuffing. I don't really know which question that answers, but
it's a big thing. It's a big thing. There's like a big divide between people that do stuffing and dressing.
And
what's the difference?
Yeah, what would be the difference between that?
Dressing goes on the outside, stuffing goes on the inside.
He's like, my mom always makes stovetop, and it's just on the side. What is that? Is that
Dressing.
stuffing?
That's dressing. Because stuffing is what you actually stuff.
Oh, you put it in the bird.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
But
Gross.
then when you carve the turkey, it comes out and it's a side. So what's the difference?
Because it came from inside the bird.
Gross.
I don't know.
So
Google it.
basically, Kevin is just arguing semantics. Is
Yes.
that what? Is that what I'm hearing?
It's like,
Proximity.
I mean, okay. This is just. This is pretty much just what you get in our Facebook group, right? We could be like, "Hey, what's your favorite Christmas movie?" And someone would say, "Die Hard is not a Christmas movie." And it's like, well, that wasn't the question. But
Calm down, Bernard. Loser.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. No, and Die Hard's not a Christmas movie. We'll get into that.
Definitely not a Christmas movie.
That's a later discussion. We have a whole show slated for that. So, all right, guys, I have a game. So
right.
we had a lot of people were very. Which, by the way, I did quiz my son, and he completely demolished you guys on state capitals.
Well, I had a 15-second monologue in the middle of mine, and I still beat Jeremiah.
Well, it wasn't
FYI.
difficult.
I know he had two, and Ohio.
He couldn't even. Well, and he's lived in other states, so he picked two states he's lived in. He got those right. He didn't go with Tennessee, which he's lived, and he didn't go with Minnesota, which he's also lived, or Nebraska, which, by the way, Lincoln happens to be where his favorite football team plays. But that's all right.
I didn't leave Michigan until I was 23. So
Like ever?
Cedar Point, right? That I heard that doesn't count.
Why doesn't that count? It's in Ohio. You left the state.
Well, because Cedar Point really is.
It's not like it's on the border, though. Like you actually have to go
It's pretty
into
close.
Ohio away.
Yeah. I don't know. So Michigan, until I was 23. I went to Cedar Point though, so I guess Ohio as well.
Whatever. All right, here we go. So here's how the game's gonna go. I can get my pen and paper here.
No. So what's funny, Nathan? Real quick, while you're getting ready, is you mentioned that you were going to quiz your son, and part of me just felt the need to like defend myself. And then I'm just like, there's no defending really. But I was going to say like he's in school, he's actually learning these things, and then I realized like it really doesn't make it any better. I'm defending myself about I just shouldn't defend myself. So, yeah, terrible performance. But I will say
You did prove your own point.
I did exactly. I proved my own point that under pressure, it is really incredible that lady named 27 types of cheese in 30 seconds. Like, just really, really amazing, and I'm even more impressed now. So
right.
if our listeners didn't hear that segment, or they don't know what the heck we're talking about, go back and listen to that episode. So it's good. So hopefully today I will do better in this game than that game, but I kind of doubt it. So
All right. So here we're going to go. We're going to start with our game. Are you guys ready to rumble?
Sure.
Here we go. All right. So here's how the game's going. I have 100 questions about various things about Thanksgiving. We're not going to go into 100 questions, guys.
Calm down. 100 answers on the board.
No. So what we're going to do...
2.5 hours later.
No, what we're going to do is you guys are going to get 10 questions apiece. So here's how it goes, because there's different scoring for different ones of these questions. All right? If there is a multiple choice option for a question, that is a bonus question. So I will ask the question. If you get it without the multiple choice given to you, it is worth 3 points. If you have to use the questions, it is worth 1 point. There are some that are true or false questions, or they're just simple questions. They don't have that. Those ones are just 1 point. All right. So out of the 100 questions, I'm going to ask 10 questions per person. You are going to choose the number that you want to get. So you won't know the question, but you just choose the number. All right.
1 through 100.
1 through 100. All right. So we're going to start with Rob. Rob, give me a number between 1 and 100.
3.
3. All right. The Greek goddess of corn is... it's multiple choice. So you want the multiple choice?
Cornea?
Okay, I'll give you the multiple choice.
Well, it makes sense to guess first, right? Because if I get it right, then I get more points.
Yes, that's it.
All right.
But if you get it wrong, you get no points.
Oh, so I don't
That's
get to guess again?
Yeah, you shouldn't, but because you...
Oh, okay.
Obviously.
All right.
Because
Well, if we had a better host, we'd know the rules.
Demeter.
Okay, what was it?
A, Demeter. B, cornucopia. C, Ceres. D, grainophilia.
A.
It is A, Demeter. You're very right. You got 1 point. Good job.
Holla.
All right. Jeremiah.
All right, I want question 26.
26. That's the day you were born on. All right. This one does not have any multiple choice. It's just true or false. Indian corn is for decoration purposes only and not for cooking. True or false?
True.
True. It is, in fact, very hard. It's more for decoration due to all its coloring. All right, so Jeremiah gets 1 point. Rob has 1 point. Question number 2, round 2. Rob.
99.
99. Scroll. Thanks for that one. All right.
Just Control F, 99.
Not easy to do with one hand here. All right. Wow. This is a multiple choice, so you understand. The dangling skin under a turkey's neck is called...
What the hell is that called?
All right, you want the multiple choice?
We had a kid in high school. We always called him Chuddle because he had that. What's the multiple choice?
A, waddle. B, wheedle. C, wuddle. D, whittle.
One more time.
Waddle, wheedle, wuddle, whittle.
I'm going to go with Waddle.
I'm sorry. Can you pronounce that again?
Waddle.
Okay. Wuddle. Like
Yeah.
like you. Wuddle. All right, you're wrong. It's waddle.
That's what I said. Waddle.
You did not say what.
All right.
All right. No points for you. All right, Jeremiah.
I'll go with 1.
You do that.
Nice work.
Sure. All right. All right, this is multiple choice. According to...
hold on. I will say, Nathan, you're the one that made these rules up. You could have just picked 1 through 20, but instead you gave us the option, and now you're complaining about us making you scroll.
No.
It seems like user error.
No, that's fine. According to the Butterball Corporation, they recommend that you thaw a wrapped turkey in the refrigerator. How long per 4 pounds of bird?
I have an idea, but I'm not confident, so I'm going to ask for the multiple choice.
All right, it is 1 hour per 4 pounds, 8 hours per 4 pounds, 1 day per 4 pounds, 4 hours per 4 pounds, or 1 hour per pound.
So there's 5 choices?
Yeah, 5. What?
No.
Or that was a clarification.
4 hours. It's in parentheses. I don't know.
All right.
4 hours per 4 pounds, or 1 hour per pound.
Okay. This was my gut instinct. So I was going to say 1 hour for every 4 pounds, which is A, I believe.
Yeah, and you would be wrong. It's 1 day per 4 pounds.
Wow. Seems like a long time.
Yes, it takes a long time. Wrapped laying on its breast side up, just in case you guys want to know. But yes, 1 day per 4 pounds. It takes a long time. And actually, a trick, you can also, if you put a drip on top of the turkey, of drip of water, it actually will increase the defrosting.
See, what I do is I just...
microwave.
I was going to say, I just take the whole turkey and just frozen turkey and just drop it into the deep fryer. Works every time.
All right, so Rob 1, Jeremiah 1, going into round 3. Rob.
We'll go with number 10.
10. Thanksgiving became a national holiday thanks to this woman, who was an editor of a woman's magazine called The Godey's Ladies Book.
Multiple choice.
Sarah Hale, Sarah Parker, Sarah Bradford, Sarah Standish.
Sarah Bradford.
And that is wrong. It is Sarah Hale, born 1788, died 1879. She handwrote letters to Congress for years to establish Thanksgiving. All right, Jeremiah.
There's a patriot. She just wanted to cook more. She knew where she belonged. Am I right?
Give me question 6.
All right, question 6. We got another multiple choice. Another Butterball question. Butterball says that once the turkey is done, you should let it stand for 15 minutes before serving because...
Multiple choice.
A, so you don't burn your tongue when you eat it. B, it's easier to carve. C, to let the aroma go through the house. D, to let the stuffing cool a bit before you take it out.
All of those sound stupid. But I'm going to say, I'm trying to think of the order here that you would do this in. I don't cook. I don't do any of this.
'Cause you're a man.
I just show up and eat. That's what I do. Okay. I don't really believe this, but I'm going to say the stuffing, to let the stuffing cool.
Ding, 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 ding. Good job. To let the stuffing cool down to 165 degrees Fahrenheit for better serving temperature.
Nice work.
Good job. All right. Round 4. Rob.
We'll go 7.
All right. The Indians who were invited to the Thanksgiving feast were of the Wampanoag tribe. Who was their chief?
Multiple choice.
Massasoit, Pemaquid, Samoset, Squanto.
Samoset?
No, it was Massasoit.
Damn.
All right.
So what round are we in?
Jeremiah.
I'm going to say, give me Give me 9.
9. Okay. It kind of goes with 8, so I'm just going to have to... It's going to be a twofer. So you have a twofer here. It's going to be 8 and 9. What was the name of the ship the Pilgrims came over on? And who was the captain of this ship?
Okay. Well, the first one is the Mayflower.
Yes.
And the second one, I have multiple choice.
It doesn't have it.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Christopher Jones. So you get half a point for that one. Half a point. All right. Rob.
How long are we going to do this? I don't know. I don't know how good a radio this is.
Be quiet, Jeremiah. I'm losing. Number 17.
Number 17. Yeah, spoken like a true winner. I'm ahead. When do we get?
Yeah.
This
is great radio. People like this.
The word turkey is said to come from the Hebrew word tuki, which means
Multiple choice.
A, big bird, B, pheasant bird, C, wild bird, or D, Turk's bird.
C, wild bird.
A or B is actually correct, depending on the information source. Big
really
bird
suck.
or pheasant bird.
You had a 50-50 shot.
Yep.
Still a loser.
All right, the score is 2.5 points to Jeremiah, 1 point to Rob. Jeremiah?
All right, just give me 11.
11. All right, which president was the first to establish Thanksgiving as a legal national holiday to be held the fourth Thursday in November?
Multiple choice.
Abraham Lincoln, Franklin Roosevelt, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison.
Oh, it's easy.
Say again.
Abraham Lincoln, Franklin Roosevelt, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison.
Roosevelt.
That is correct. Abraham Lincoln simply proclaimed it the last Thursday in November. Sometimes there are 5 Thursdays in the month. But Franklin Roosevelt signed a bill making it always the 4th Thursday in November. So, ding, 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 you got that one. Good job. All right, Rob.
We'll go with 50.
50.
Stay away from those Indian questions because I'm not hitting those out of the park.
Of the original 102 pilgrims that came, approximately... How many survived to celebrate the first Thanksgiving?
All right. Can we do an over-under on the plague? Or are we doing multiple choice?
I mean, there's a multiple choice here, unless you just want to take a stab at it.
Good joke. I'll do multiple choice.
A, 101. B, 50. C, 10.
Oh, I'll go with 50.
It is correct. Approximately
Yeah.
50%.
Sweet.
Good job. All right, Jeremiah.
75.
75.
Don't blow it, Jeremiah. Pressure's on.
In 1939, Franklin Roosevelt moved Thanksgiving up 1 week to help stir up the economy during the Depression so that the Christmas shopping season could be longer. This didn't go well with which of the following people?
Multiple choice.
A, the Democrats. B, the Republicans. C, both.
I'm going to say both.
The Republicans. The Republicans refused to pass it. All right. Rob.
Yes.
Does it say why?
No, it doesn't.
We'll go 45.
45. All right. There are 4 questions left.
Sweet. Sweep.
So you You're getting down to the nitty gritty here. All right. In 1943, Norman Rockwell created his famous Freedom from Want illustration by using a Thanksgiving dinner as an example of this.
Multiple choice.
Oh, sorry. Example of this. This illustration first appeared on which magazine?
Oh. Still multiple choice.
McCall's, Saturday Evening Post, Life.
Life.
Saturday Evening Post.
Darn.
I thought for sure you would get that one. Jeremiah.
This game is rigged.
Have we done 100 yet?
No, we have not done 100 yet.
All right, let's do it.
It's probably going to be the easiest question in the gang because they got lazy at the end.
How do you spell Thanksgiving?
What are unhappy cranberries called?
Is this a dad joke?
Sour grapes.
And there is no multiple choice.
What?
What are unhappy cranberries called? I need your answer, please.
This saucy. I don't know.
Blueberries. Wah, wah, wah. All right. Rob.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow, that was something. We'll go 55.
Rob's trying to stay into more of the historical region before they just gave up.
The Mayflower was not built to be a transportation ship for people. What was the original purpose of the Mayflower?
Friendship.
Great joke. Multiple choice. I think I know the answer, though.
As a merchant ship to carry wine, as a fishing ship, as a ship to get spices from the Far East.
All right. Well, two out of those three were what I was thinking.
Maybe it's both.
All right. I'll go with spices.
As
wine,
a great
isn't it?
matter of irony, it was to carry wine.
Damn it. That was my other one. Poop.
All right. Jeremiah.
Why was it? Why is it ironic? Just because the Puritans, or
Yeah.
okay, all right. Where was I at? You know what? I'll stay up there. 99.
I already did
All
it.
right.
Okay, 98.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we have... So Rob needs to go 2 for 2 on his last one, unless you get this. If you get this one, Jeremiah, you win. All right, so what are we at? 98?
98.
Stupid.
This is the easiest one of the whole lot.
Give me a dad joke. Now that I'm prepared for it, I'm in the mode.
All right,
Let's
98.
Oh, my God.
Turkeys are very fluffy with lots of feathers. Approximately how many feathers does a full-grown turkey have?
do it. Multiple choice.
2,750, 3,000, 3,500, 4,100.
3,500.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, my
Good
God.
job.
Yeah.
You suck.
All right, I lied because he can still get it without the multiple choice. So, all right, Rob.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, the plot thickens.
Yes,
Or-
Rob.
or-
What do you?
We'll go with 69.
All right, so you can, if you just really don't have a guess, you can just
Hail
opt for the
Mary.
multiple
Tom
choice,
Brady.
and then you
Yeah,
can just
Tom.
do it for the last one. But all right, you ready for this?
Yep.
Charity during the Thanksgiving season has been around since colonial times, when they gave what to the poor?
Dude, I don't know.
Plot twist. It's a dad joke.
Take a stab at it. What could you possibly give to poor people around Thanksgiving?
Was it food?
It is food, or specifically turkeys.
Sweet.
So good job. You got it.
All right.
3 points.
Back
Wait,
in it.
what? Oh, come on. That is so cheap.
No, the choices are, and I'm not lying, the choices are firewood, turkeys, whatever they could, and the answer is all of those are actually correct. So I would say food
Nice.
follows in whatever they could. Good job.
Holla.
That's 3 points.
All right, 4.5
All right.
to 4. Oh, 3 points?
That is 5 to 4.5. You are up.
Sweet. Yes.
I
Jeremiah.
thought that the blueberry question was the dumbest question that they could come up with. An answer that you could literally say anything and it would be true. Come on.
I was going to say herpes.
Listen,
That
he's-
still works.
This is why. This is why.
Technically, that
this
would
is why-
fall within whatever they could, Rob. Apparently,
All I have is herpes.
This is why. This is why I specifically wanted you guys to pick the numbers. I'm gonna get the fluff for this. All right, Jeremiah, you are now down by half a point.
Losing.
97.
97. All right. Which state?
Hold on. Before you do that,
Yeah.
does he have a chance? Does he have one more question? Or is
does.
this it?
No, he has one more question. So this is your 9th question. So
if you don't-
which
yeah.
state produces the most cranberries?
Florida.
Eh.
Multiple choice.
He doesn't get multiple
Whatever they could. Herpes.
herpes.
All right, the choices were Maine, Wisconsin, Washington, Oregon.
Not even close. Oh, man. All right. Sorry.
But out of those, which one do you guess?
Oh, say them again.
Maine, Wisconsin, Washington, Oregon.
Washington.
It's actually Wisconsin. All right, Rob. You can force him into a pickle if you get this right, because then he would have to just guess. He wouldn't be able to get the multiple choice. But
That's true.
if
I guess it right with no multiple choice, game over.
it is. You're right. You're up by half a point. All
All right.
because you didn't know.
Hold on. All because you gave me 2 questions, and when I got one of them right, I only got a half point.
Okay, first of all,
With no multiple
dude, that's
choice.
the
So by
Mayflower.
your
Third grader
rules,
knows the
by your
Mayflower.
rules, I should have got 3 points for. But anyway, I'm not bitter. Go ahead, Rob.
okay, first of all, the question that you picked was, what was the captain of the ship? All right, so I could have asked that. What was the captain of the ship? I don't know. I don't know what ship. There was no context to it. So you be happy with your half point over there in your pleather recliner. All right, Rob, what do you got?
And it was the Mayflower. It's a 3rd grade question. All right, to close up the game, we'll go with 23.
23. MJ.
Best player of all time. GOAT.
It's not even close. Tony Vance, you hear that? All right. Butterball.
Oh, damn.
This is a true or false. This is a
Oh,
true
sweet.
or false. There is
3
no
points?
multiple choice. No, there's no multiple choice. This is one
Yes. Keeps me in the game.
point. Butterball says that when making your turkey stuffing, you should have all the ingredients already cooked before you put it into the bird. True or false?
True.
True, and you should make it right before you cook the turkey. Do not make it hours or days ahead of time.
They don't
All
want
right.
to risk salmonella. I know they don't.
All right.
Good
so
people at Butterball. This show is brought to you by Butterball.
you have 6 points, Rob. And Jeremiah has 4.5. So Jeremiah, first you have to pick a multiple choice question. Then you have to get it. So go ahead, give me a number.
Whatever the highest one that's still left, I think it's 96.
You are right, and congratulations, you got it. I actually think you might be able to do this one. All right. For all the marbles, or not.
So I have to guess it, right?
Yeah, you are down by 1.5 points. So
Do a phone check over there. Make sure he's not got the Google up.
All right. Are you ready, Jeremiah?
I'm ready.
This part of the turkey turns bright red when he's upset or during courtship.
Ooh.
The waddle.
That was a good guess, but no. It is the snood. The snood.
How in the world did you think that I would get that?
Listen, I would have.
Is that a common thing that you think would be in my vocabulary? If you asked me what is the snood on a turkey, I wouldn't have gotten that question. One step removed.
Stop. It is also the skin that hangs over the turkey's beak or nose. So if you would have said that skin flap on their nose, I would have given it to you.
Wait, then what's the waddle?
It's the little gizzard.
Waddle.
I thought that's what we were talking about earlier. Anyway,
all right, Rob, come from behind, crushes it.
Charity, baby.
Good job.
Give him anything.
Whatever you can. All right. So, in all seriousness, this is not brought to you by Butterball. But you know what, Rob? If Butterball needed a website, where would the best place for them to go to?
They would need to head on over to hover.com. Hover.com is the place for all of the premium domains, and they happen to be sponsoring a couple of shows on our network right now. But specifically for this show, if you go to hover.com/moneyandpower, they'll give you 10% off anything in their store that includes email domains, transfers, websites, and right now they're running a Black Friday special at the end of this week. So you'll get an extra 10% off whatever specials they have running at the end of this week, which is a great deal. So if you're looking to start a podcast, a business, blog, whatever it may be, Hover, one price, get the whole shebang. No pop-ups, no add-ons. It's really a great service. We use it. We used it to start the network, and we all highly recommend it. So hover.com/moneyandpower for 10% off.
That's right. They are the main sponsor this month for the Infinity Podcast Network and all the great podcasts that we bring to you. And we really appreciate everything you guys do for us. And I would say that is one thing that I am thankful for this holiday season as we get into the Christmas season and kind of start that off. One thing I'm thankful for is all of our listeners. They've done an amazing job. We've had, I think, much higher response than we all anticipated. We've gotten great response for our podcast network, the Infinity Podcast Network. We have a couple podcasts that are going to be queued up here, and we're looking forward to announce that. We have our Money and Power Conference coming up in February. You can get more information at moneypowerpod.com/tickets for that one. And it's been grateful. It's been great, I should say. I am grateful that all you guys decide to spend a little bit of your time with us every single week, either here or on Facebook or coming to our conferences and our live events. So it's been humbling to be a part of that. I think that as we get into this week, one thing we do need to understand and I think appreciate is that it's not just about football. It's not just even about family or friends. It really is being thankful to our Creator for the blessings that He has bestowed upon us, because there's nothing that we have that isn't a result of what He has ordained for us to have. And so that's one thing I'm thankful for. So you guys want to kind of sound off? I guess this is going to be our parting shots this week. What's one thing or several things you can take, how much time you need. What are some things you are thankful for going into this week, and we're just going to have a thankful parting shots going out. Rob.
Yeah, so obviously for me, like the most important thing to me is my family. I do a ton of work around the clock, but my favorite part of the day is usually between like 6 and 9 p.m. It's usually when I'm home and my kids are up. So I'm super thankful for them. Thankful that they're healthy, that they're growing. They could grow a little less fast. That would be nice. But that's a huge thing, and that's a big important part of me and why I work and do as much as I do is because I'm really doing it for someone other than me. I'm doing it for them. So it's a big part. So very thankful for them. Also, Facebook Marketplace, shout out, very thankful. Big a lot of big W's coming this week from there. So I think that's it.
I figured out how you can make so much money when you just when you post every item twice and just
Takes the highest bid.
just takes the highest bid. He posts
That hurts.
he posts the same product in Facebook Marketplace and eBay and Etsy and
And he refuses to meet people in person.
That's true. That's true. I don't meet people in person. You guys are mean.
we love you, Rob.
Whatever.
To be honest, I'm really thankful for you guys and your friendship and just everything that's happened over the last 6 months with the podcast and the network and the conference and everything that's come about from that, and just the friendships that we've made and the good times that we've had. It's really meant a great deal to me. I don't really talk about this too much, but for those who don't know, I was deployed overseas last year. I was in Iraq for the majority of the year, and coming back and kind of transitioning back home and everything that means, and transitioning back to family and to work and to everything that comes along with that. It's not always easy to transition back, especially when for almost a year I had my own schedule and different responsibilities, and didn't have to worry about a lot of didn't have to worry as much about the bills and the day to day, and my wife had to take care of everything with the kids and keeping the cars up to date and paying the bills and everything that goes along with that, and so first and foremost, to Emily, really incredibly thankful for her and what she's meant to my life, but yeah, the transition back home isn't always easy, and I know Nathan understands this, but this podcast and your guys' friendship and our listeners and everything has meant a great deal to me over the past 6 months, and dealing with transition and dealing with spouts of depression and different things. The joy, honestly, that you guys have brought to me, and this whole experience has brought to me, is no little thing. And so I really appreciate you guys. I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for the podcast. I'm thankful, to echo what Nathan said, I'm thankful for our listeners, and thankful for obviously my wife and kids, and it's not always easy to put up with me, but my wife does, and obviously you guys do for at least a couple hours every week, and I'm really thankful.
Outstanding. Well said. All right, so that is going to be it. I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we will see you next week. For Rob Johnson, for Jeremiah Martin, I am Nathan Martin, your host, saying good night and good luck.
I got the money in the pile. Once you get a little, they just wanna take you down, cuz we've been going hard for too long.